Welcome back. We're here at Durant High School catching up with Brian Timmerman, Durant boys basketball coach. Our first Durant boys show after the Christmas break. Coach, we have a lot to talk about, a lot of games in a short amount of time. We actually skipped a week of show, but still not going to skip these games. You guys, Christmas break went in with a blizzard of sort, came out with a flurry of games, it looks like. So right off the bat, you guys, January 4th, you guys had a 37-25 win at Tipton. That was first game back from Christmas. The following night, you guys hosted Wilton, in first of two rival games. Unfortunately, that started a streak of losses. That was a 54-43 loss. And then you guys faced the top two teams in the conference, both on the road, at West Branch, at North Cedar. West Branch 65-40, North Cedar 69-39. Then this past Saturday, you guys had a tough loss here at home against Cal Wheat by 1 point, 47-46. And then Monday, you guys put a halt to that losing streak, got an overtime win at Springville, 55-52. So let's start off real quick. Tipton, you guys got them here the first game of the season with the win. I know they kind of felt like they let one slip away a little bit. It's kind of a tough shooting night all around. Free throws, field goals, everything. It was kind of one of those games where it's just like, let's just get this done and get out with a win.
Yeah, we didn't shoot very well from the free throw line that night. It ended up being 7 of 23, which is just terrible. 30% from the free throw line. So offensively we didn't do all that well, but defensively I thought we played well. I thought Tipton did a nice job. You got to credit them too. They played some good defense, and when your shot's not falling either way, you got to box out and keep playing good defense. And that was kind of a hard-fought, scrappy win. And then the Wilton game was closer than ended up being the 11-point loss for us, but it was pretty close the whole way. They did a nice job of closing that game out and putting us away towards the end.
Now they have a couple players that, if I remember right, the box score, they have Dustin Dawson, Cole Crawford, and Seth Kaufman, kind of a three-headed inside-outside sort of combo here. And, for the most part, all three of those guys had double figures. However, after that, no one really kind of stepped up. And do you take your chances with that?
Well, Hetzler is really good too. I'd say they have a big four. I'd call them the big four, and they got Tyler Hetzler, the junior, and then the three seniors in Kaufman, Crawford, and Dawson. We did a good job on Dawson. He's a really good shooter. He probably shoots the best percentage from the three-point line in the league, or he's right up there. He's one of the best I've seen. And we did a nice job on him. We held him to 5 points. But, Hetzler had 17, Kaufman had 13, and Crawford had 14. And Crawford really got key buckets when they needed him to. The guards do a good job of getting him the ball. Post-entry passes they're really good at. And then the other thing with Wilton, I think Seth Kaufman's the best defensive player in the league. He can really defend, and he did a nice job on Vaughn.
Logan and friends, Adam Barton with 13 points each in that game. Logan's kind of he can put those points in. As later on, he had an 18-point game against Springville, if I believe.
Yep.
And Vaughn 8 points. So I mean, you guys get them again here this week, so that'll be exciting for you guys. West Branch, North Cedar. Is it hard to match up against those guys this year?
Yeah, I mean, they're really good. West Branch, we played them first, and both on the road. When you play superior teams or really good teams, that's when they'll really exploit your weaknesses. So we learned a lot about ourselves and what our biggest weaknesses are and how to improve them. West Branch with Rylan Murray, a Division I college player, and then they have Brant to go along with him, another big guy, and then Cook and Lamont, and they got a lot of good players. And then North Cedar, with Sheddick, I think he's a college level athlete, and then Johnson, he's only a sophomore. We'll see how he develops. But then Hay and Kinsel are really good, and then they have 3 or 4 other guys that can come in and give them solid minutes. So I was really impressed with both those teams.
Both those teams, obviously, they're sitting at 10-1 each. They're circling that February 5th date when they meet again to decide the conference, basically. They're not going to be deterred by you guys or anybody else at this point, I'm guessing. But yeah, they each have to take care of business. I'm guessing they each have Mid-Prairie, Regina again. That's not an easy schedule either. Wilton also, Wilton snuck up and got Mid-Prairie on the road. So, it's not a foregone conclusion. So, you guys, Cal Weed at home, almost another matchup problem. That they have a big guy in the middle, 6'6" guy who almost is more of an outside threat than inside threat sometimes.
Well, they list him at 6'8", and he's not just tall, he's big. He's probably 250. He coming into that game, he was 1 for 9 from the 3-point line on the year, and then he knocked down the game winner. With 3 seconds on the clock, he knocked down the game winner. So that was a really tough loss, and the boys, they took it pretty hard. But we said we never wanted to have that feeling again, where you let one slip away. But yeah, that Cal Wheat was tough. It was a really physical game, and I knew that coming in. I saw them play at North Cedar, and they had like 2 intentional fouls in the first half, and I thought the refs at North Cedar did a nice job of calling those intentional fouls and trying to clean it up, and then no intentional fouls. They didn't call any in our game, but it was really physical and borderline dirty by Cal Wheat. But we don't want to make any excuses. They beat us fair and square, and when you have a loss like that, it really magnifies each and every mistake. All the little things add up, and that's why at practice we talk about doing the little things right, and that's how you can make big things happen. So it really, those 1-point losses or close games really magnify each play, each mistake, whether it was by the coach or a player.
Scoring 46 points in that game, that was a high total since Christmas break. So you got some offensive production in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shot a little bit better, but North Cedar and West Branch, it's tough to score on them.
Right.
And even Tipton and Wilton play some pretty good defense.
Not much turnaround time to Monday. I don't know if you had any time to work with the guys or not, or if you just kind of had to go play. But going to Springville, there's a makeup game from the blizzard, sort of say, or storm, or whatever you want to call it. A team that you guys played for the first time last year, second time now this year. What's it like going into there? Is their gym small? Is it normal? How do you approach that game?
Well, coming off those 4 losses to Wilton, our rival down the highway, and then we got blown out, didn't even come close to West Branch and North Cedar, and then losing at the buzzer to Cal Wheat at home. Those were 4 really tough losses, and it would have been easy to mail it in and kind of throw our hands up, but the boys showed a lot of resolve, and they came back and they would not be denied. They did not want to have that feeling of that bad loss again. And coming into it, you know, I didn't want to have a practice. We like to get right back at it, get back on the winning track. So at Springville, we walked in the gym. You know, it's some people comment, oh, there's fluorescent lighting, or one of the scoreboards was kind of seemed to be blinking almost like it was a Christmas light, you know, that's blinking. But I thought, it's a gym, it's bad, you know, the hoop's 10 feet high, and you know,
it's that Hoosiers moment.
Right. It's just basketball. We're gonna get in here and play. I don't care what kind of gym we're playing in. And you know, then the girls' game, Janie Botkins hit 8 threes, and then Ashley Williams hit a couple free throws, and that can sometimes set the tone. But anyway, at Springville, Logan came out and shot really well. He made 4 threes in the first half and made 1 more in the second half, and that got us going. And towards the end there, we forced overtime with a defensive stop, and
so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and then in overtime, Vaughn made a nice play with about 9 seconds left, and got a 3-point play, a layup and a foul, made the free throw, and then we got another defensive stop at the buzzer.
That win put you guys at 5-8 overall, 2-6 in the conference. Was carried into that game, obviously. So let's step away real quick. We'll take a look at upcoming games and just go from there. So we'll be back right after this.